This news program is proudly brought to you by
Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits
and Now Biscuits.
Yarawari Technical Secondary in dire need of refurbishment. Minister Polye calls for quality in higher education. And Sir Julius advises public servants to fight corruption. A very good evening. You're watching National EMTV News. I'm Grace Papiali. Thank you for joining us. The Yarawari Agro-Technical Secondary School lacks funding support from the government to upgrade the school's infrastructure over the years. EMTV News visited the school recently, and what was unveiled was the sad state of the school's facilities, which are in dire need of improvement.
As you walk through the gates of the Yarawari Agro-Technical Secondary School, the state of their rundown facility can be seen. Classrooms, dormitories, ablution blocks and the mess are all in need of refurbishments. The dormitories for boarding students are deteriorated, and without bunk beds, students are squashed up on the floor. Female boarding students' safety is not guaranteed as there is no proper fencing to secure the area. 6 to 7 of them are squashed up in one cubicle. Melissa Vani, a grade 11 student, revealed that sometimes students sleep on the corridor of the dormitories. This rundown facility poses a great challenge to the welfare and the health and hygiene of students studying there, especially the boarding students. The mess facility is completely in a bad condition and unhygienic. President of the Central Province Youth Empowerment Association, Inc., Max Magaru, who identified the situation at the school, highlighted that students have a right to a healthy and conducive environment to study in.
And I was taken on a tour of the school grounds by the principal. And, at first sight, I was dumbfounded and I was lost for words. Upon seeing the extreme conditions that children are forced to live in. Children have a right to live and study in a safe, healthy, secure environment.
Mr. Magaru said based on humanitarian grounds, he is taking a step forward to assist the school by raising funds to conduct a feasibility study to know the exact cost of the redevelopment project of the school.
Started fundraising activities where I have got female youths. We have started sewing Mary blouses and t-shirts, shirts, which we will be selling back to the employees in corporate organizations. And the money that we raise will go towards.
He is calling on the government and corporate organizations to step in and assist the school.
You've seen the mess. You've seen the ablution blocks. It is inhuman to allow a school to operate like this. You just cannot do that. So I am appealing to the governor for Central Province, the member for Hiri Koyeri, corporate organizations, and kind-hearted Papua New Guineans.
The Yarawari Agro-Technical Secondary School is a level 10 school located in Sogeri of the Central Province with just a 45 minutes drive to the nation's capital. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
Minister for Higher Education and Sports, Don Polye, remains adamant to ensuring all higher education institutions in the country to strive for quality. Minister Polye says issues with quality within this sector has been an ongoing issue for far too long and is optimistic to have that changed.
Following a call made by many UPNG academics who wish to remain anonymous on the government to investigate affairs of the university after a post on social media where concerns were raised about the deteriorated state of buildings at the Tauranga campus in Port Moresby. Minister responsible Don Polye, in an exclusive interview with EMTV News, highlighted that he is aware of the situation. However, he is awaiting the DS stakeholders to get reports from the UPNG to find strategic solutions to the issue and create a system of governance to address the issue.
And I will rely on him, the Chancellor, plus the Department of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology to compile whatever report that there may be and give me a formal report for me to act. I'm hearing those reports and those allegations. In my experience in the past, I have noticed there's no smoke without fire.
Minister Pollier says there is lack of responsibility and incompetency that exists within the higher education institutions, and that is a sad scenario and needs to be looked at thoroughly and effectively.
I would like to see the quality improve. I will be addressing the qualification of individual lecturers, professors, executive deans, vice chancellors, governing council board members, chancellors, and staff, both academic and non-academic, auxiliary, even the security systems, even infrastructure, and also the type of students that are at our universities. I will be going through them detail by detail. The next 5 years is enough for me, but I think, and I believe that within 3 years from now, I'll address all the issues of the 4 state universities in all those areas that I've articulated.
Minister Pollier adds that the university in the country play a significant role as they focus on the human development of intellectual and character development of individual citizens, which is crucial in all aspects of the component that align with development of this country going forward. He said if there is a report that comes to him formally through a systematic approach, he will be able to act on them swiftly. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
Papua New Guinea's longest-serving senior statesman and Governor of New Ireland Province, Sir Julius Chan, gave one of his most straightforward talks on corruption to senior executive public servants and state agency heads in Kavieng on Thursday. He said corruption is growing like cancer, which is eating away at the very fabric of our society and needs to be addressed at all levels. Sir Julius commanded the senior executives and heads of state agencies to do their part in righting corruption that has now become deeply entrenched in the public service machinery and the society as a whole.
And NMSA no, but
with over 50 years of his life devoted to politics and public life, Sir Julius Chan has gone through enough trials and tribulations to know that PNG's current state is glaringly worrying and needs to be immediately rectified. He said his People's Progress Party, which is one of the oldest parties in the country, notes that the level of both perceived and actual corruption in our country has reached unprecedented heights, which has become a burning issue which needs to be pursued vigorously at all levels of government and society. He said research also tells us that the civil society and community at large must be involved and must also be free from political influence and manipulation. PNG's ranking on the Global Corruption Perception Index has been very poor. Sir Julius said, corruption is systematic and structured and will always exist if responsible leaders and citizens do not act to deal with it. It is rampant in all sectors of PNG. He said grand corruption impacts badly on human rights, service delivery and economic disaster. It is the source of inequality. He is calling on every citizen to make it their business to ensure that the fight against corruption gains momentum to become a PNG-wide crusade. Estagane, National EMTV News.
Member for Chuave and Vice Minister of National Planning, James Nomane, has allocated 2 million kina to the Chuave Women's SME program. The official launching took place recently in Karaweri in the Elembari LLG of Simbu Province. Sorcery-related violence in Papua New Guinea has resulted in the awful torture and murder of women who are accused of witchcraft, typically labeled in the PNG context as sanguma. Member for Chuave James Nomane discussed that in Chuave and other parts of the highlands, sorcery-related violence is a challenge. He called for a complete stop of this act.
No more sanguma killing layer. You mean look at corn? People must start stopping corn business. Suppose me talk, Mama, you carry me, Mama, you look out to me, Mama, me respect me, Mama, you my you. Mama, me no can call you sanguma.
He said that there must be awareness made to people that witchcraft or sorcery is not the ultimate cause of death. Rather, people also die due to lifestyle diseases.
This nonsense must stop. Under my watch, I'm not going to sorcery-related killing. Me talk sorry to mas.
Nomane furthermore said that Chuave must uphold the human potential of women, reduce the gender disparity, and support women to contribute to socio-economic development in the district. He made a call to his people to recognize women as being a vital part of their society and to the district's development aspirations. National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to National MTV News. The government tuition fee-free is a program that has been going on for the last 3 years, and this year will be the 4th year. It is a program initiated by the Marape government to help parents in easing school fee burdens. This year, the government allocated over 7.5 million kina to cater for students' school fees.
We have numerous reports from many schools around the country that they're collecting school fees and project fees over and above what the government has promised to give and has approved for us to pay schools.
The free education policy was initiated by the O'Neill government back in 2012. And when the Marape government took over the office, they maintained the fee-free policy. Every year, the government allocates a budget to give to all the schools throughout the country. For this year, a total of 766.4 million kina was allocated to government schools throughout the country. This was announced by the Minister for Education, Jimmy Ugoro, on the floor of Parliament.
Now, money mark long school fee, I'm 632 million. I need long TFF program. Now, project fee, I'm 160 million. That's not all money. The Education Department is calculating behind him National Education Board school fee limits. Miblaino kisim arsite. So all schools, you got approved fee limits from elementary all the way to grade 12 and vocational schools. So all this been calculated. Now government releasing the figure of semi-colon pennies.
Minister Uguro further explained how the government has come up with this much money to support the parents.
So me like talk along all school principals, na board of management. Please, you know, can charge them fee. You report to your education authorities, na Department of Education. Suppose money short, talk sawe too. So you steal too, you must talk sawe too, or some you steal. Me black at control mechanism too. I'm all school inspectors, blah me blah. Me black is a task him all. Visit all schools. Now inspect fees in a behind law. So last 2 years ago, finish. Mibla is charging some principals. Time report he come to community. Mibla is charging more. Na some Mibla suspend more. We will continue to do that this year.
In the past years, the parents were asked to pay a few components of the fees, but this year the government has covered both project fees and the grants for the schools. Minister Uguru announced that half of the fees will be paid to the schools in the first quarter and the other half will be paid in the second quarter. Schools that are part of this policy are from preschool up to secondary level, the School of Excellences, food centers and vocational centers. As the government has promised the parents fees, the Education Department has announced that no extra fees should be charged by any of the schools throughout the country.
Basically, we send a circular to emphasize the government's policy, collection of any extra fees apart from those that have been approved by the National Education Board. We have numerous reports from many schools around the country that they're collecting school fees and project fees over and above what the government has promised to give and has approved for us to pay schools. So given the increasing number of reports that we've received, we have taken another circular to emphasize that this is not allowed. Schools must comply with the formal instructions that were given by the authorities, and no additional fees must be collected over and above the approved fees. The subsidies that we give now, or tuition fees that we pay now, it allows for, it caters for the boarding students and the day students. The day student fees are approximately 990 kina per student, and boarding students are around 1,500, 600 kina. So the boarding component is catered for under the tuition fees that we pay now. So there should be no more money collected for food or whatsoever.
Fees.
Your power and your life will be under your care.
Dr. Combra, in a phone interview with EMTV, emphasized that any principal who is found to be breaching this policy will be dealt with accordingly.
We are holding the principals accountable. Any financial collection of monies and reporting of funds is the responsibility of every administrator. That's the principal or head of the school. So we are holding them accountable. That if they do defy the instructions, then they will be charged, suspended, and we will also go another step further to suspend them from their disciplinary case that's been dealt with. Then the decisions of that disciplinary committee will be implemented.
However, the Catholic Professionals Society President Paul Harignan has called on the Education Secretary to rethink his decision on penalizing the school principals.
Because they want their children to start school, not delaying because there's no funds. So some parents are even going out on their way to contribute. They say, okay, if it's project fee, we'll pay project fee, whatever. We'll pay to start. So there are some parents who are serious about their children's school, who are prepared to do what they can. Given the situation, I think that's one way. But government has to allow for that. Not just keep promising, and then parents are held back, and the heads of schools are threatened that they cannot collect any money.
He also pointed out some key points that the schools, teachers and students are facing and need consideration by the government.
So they don't really appreciate the real issues we face in Papua New Guinea. Real issues are when there's no money, we run into problem of, the teachers not having the equipment, the teachers not having the resources for the school, and there's overcrowding, and of children. And we must be serious. It's not just a number thing, you come and then you just accept that the child has attended school. It's really the question of whether the child is learning to full capacity for that level or standard of educating a child.
The academic year has already begun and the first quarter payments are yet to be made to schools.
National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National MTV News. Western Highlands Provincial Government will subsidize school fees for its students attending tertiary institutions this year. Governor Wairapa confirmed that the provincial government, in consultation with the 4 local MPs, will pay 2,000 kina each for students from first to final year of studies.
Governor Wairapa made the commitment known during the recent swearing-in of the Mount Hagen City Authority board members. It was also clarified that the subsidiary program was not for those attending private or unrecognized institutions.
First time member, minister, and Mibla was not from the government, Mibla also Mibla subsidizing school fees now. So Mibla are paying 2,000 kinalo, 1 pinini.
The governor also added that the subsidiary was not for those who failed grade 12, but for those who have been formally selected and accepted by tertiary institutions to do first year. The subsidiary program would also cover continuing students. Meanwhile, the governor has also made it clear to all parents and guardians in the province that no one is supposed to pay any form of fees from elementary to secondary schools.
All board now, all schools, headmasters, please, all school fee, all project fees, and government and paying now. And this is the weekend money for please the school must start. All schools no one come up on the kind of excuse, please. And there's the project fee and now paying all uniforms, paying all books, or one of them plenty of schools now, and no one beginning sleep of school. Or plenty of schools now on day schools. All the no one boarding school staff of Western Islands. So teachers, headmasters, na board, please, no one come up on them. All some long excuse laws, money law parents, please.
Governor Rapa made an appeal to his people to not be misled with the information which was not true and to always verify whatever information they receive with the relevant authorities. Amanda Ilaitia, National MTV News.
Members of the Mount Hagen City Authority Board have been sworn in on Friday. There are 9 board members, with local MP William Duma as chairman and Lord Mayor Jacob Michael as deputy.
The other members are Paul Pangum, Maureen Mori, Dr. Alan Kulunga, Joseph Ruth Samson Kewa, and Leo Noki as CEO of Mount Hagen City Authority. Senior District Magistrate Betty Jacobs officiated the swearing-in ceremony of the board members in front of Governor Wairapa and local MP William Duma. Duma expressed gratitude to the provincial government for allocating 20% of GST component from the province to the city authority.
Once again, thank you, Governor, for his wisdom and his good heart in sharing the GST with us. Again, there's more to come. We'll put it to good use. We've got a plenty of program start. Me less about the planting, but next 2-3 weeks and things will happen. We'll like plenty of rubbish passing over layer or street selling, kind of something and by stop.
Meanwhile, during the event, Governor Wairapa was also farewelled as outgoing member of the board due to his responsibilities as the governor now. Rapa says the problems in Mount Hagen City will now be referred to the city authority. Leo Noki, who was sworn in as CEO of Mount Hagen City Authority, said work will start by Monday.
All those people who have encroached onto government land or the kind of structure come up, maybe Nevin Pinis, maybe Notin Pinis, one or something, so Monday, then this will let up I go. People will have to stop what they're doing.
Western Highlands Provincial Police Commander John Sagom said his team stands ready to carry out orders.
SPM, when orders
It is understood with such changes taking place, Mount Hagen City is set to see some changes as it develops to befit the status as the country's third largest city. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
The recently revived Boram School of Nursing, or now currently known as the East Sipe College of Nursing, has completed student registration last week and will officially commence its academic year beginning tomorrow, the 6th of February. The school is one of the two recently established nursing colleges in the province. Despite not being registered yet under the Department of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, the school continues to operate into its 5th year now since its inception in 2019.
The school offers a 3-year program and a further 2 months of clinical placement for 4th-year students, which will enable them to graduate with a diploma in nursing. Deputy Principal Jimmy Borromeo said since the school's inception, it is yet to be registered under DHEST, therefore the students are unable to secure TESA scholarships and they have been paying their own school fees all throughout the years.
Each 4th year they have been paying school fee for 1st year, 2nd year and 3rd year, so they'll have 4 years now. They will have to find whatever they can to finish out for 2 months. So it's really a challenge for us to really operate on the students' school fees here.
Borromeo said the school has been operating mostly on funds raised from student school fees and a small grant from the National Department of Health. Despite challenges faced with finances, the nursing college saw 17 pioneer students who have graduated last year, and a further 31 are expected to graduate in April of this year. 46 students have also been selected to do their 1st year after passing their entry exams. Borromeo made a call to the responsible authorities to ensure that the school is registered under DHEST this year so students can be eligible for TESA scholarships in the future.
Decision to go under DHEST has been finalized. It's from the national government that all higher training institutions should go under DHEST. So that has been approved long time, last year, not long time, last year. And by March this year, they said we will have to go with that agreement, and we have to move over to DHEST.
Florence John Duo, National EMTV News.
Western Province now has a new nursing college in the North Fly district. With support from the Fly River Provincial Government, development partners within the province, local contractors and all leaders in North Fly helped to build this health institution. The Rumginai Nursing College will help train more students for effective health delivery services in Western Province and the country as a whole.
Residents in the Rumginai community and the nearby villages stand out in numbers to witness the inaugural opening ceremony on Friday. Students, fully dressed in traditional attire, welcomed the invited guests to commission the college. Acting Secretary of the Department of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Dr. Francis Hualup Momi arrived in Rumginai to officially open the college. It was a historic moment for people in Western Province after a decade to have such a health institution that will help produce more nursing officers. Western Governor Taboy Awioto, member for North Fly James Donald, and other dignitaries commended all staff members, community leaders and development partners for their continued support in establishing this college in a rural place to serve the people. Acting Secretary Dr. Francis Hualupmomi, in his congratulatory remarks, assured the people of Western that Rumginai Nursing College has already been registered as a recognized institution, and not only students of Western Province, but others across the country will enroll there to undergo nursing studies commencing next year. He said the tertiary education student assistance scheme will also include Rumginai Health Institution. New dormitories and library will also open in Rumginai for students to use. School's principal, Mr. Amos Kupaloma, clarified that for this academic year, 32 students have registered for the 3 years diploma in general nursing studies, and 35 new intakes will undergo their 2 years certificate studies in community health worker or CHW training, while 32 are CHW continuing students. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Competing for the 3rd place in the National Men's Soccer League Grand Final saw the Gulf Comara take on the Lay Natives FC, which saw the Lay Natives take out the 3rd place after full-time siren with 1-point win to Gulf Comara 0.
Throwing it in,
The 3rd and 4th place playoff took off to a good start as both teams showed their strength in the first half. Having equally showed their ball skills with great defense in place, it was harder for each one of the team to score a goal. As both back rows showed great defense, the forwards had the ball in the middle of the field only to try kick the ball towards each other's goal mouth. Sharing similar strengths on the field, Lay Natives just had to work on their ball work and quickly get through their opponents to score their first goal. This then led to Native leading the match in the remaining 25 minutes before the halftime siren. In the second half, Natives still maintained their dominance as they had a good flow of the ball, which, while their defense was tight. Despite Comoras looking for an opportunity of a penalty or even capitalize on it, that didn't go through as planned while the Natives maintained their position. As the game went towards the remaining 20 minutes in the second half, still Comoras found it difficult as Lay Natives utilized all its forwards and midfield to keep a strong defense throughout the match. A couple of near misses at the goal mouth by Gulf Comara missed their opportunity to equalize the score or even lead the match. This then led to the full-time siren as the Lay Natives took out the 3rd place win, winning the match with 1 goal to Comara 0. Godwin Eki, Trukai Sports.
Defending champions Lay City FC, following an intense battle against the Hekari United FC in the Men's National Soccer League Grand Final, defended their premiership titles yesterday at the Sir John Guy Stadium in Port Moresby.
As we can see now,
in the lead-up to the main game, amazing scenes were witnessed by those at the stadium as the helicopter brought in the winner's trophy, which was then taken by Sports Minister Don Pollier, President John Capinato and CEO of PNG Sports Foundation Albert Veratau. Making their way out and meeting on the field for the men's grand final playoff where Hekari United FC and the defending champions, the Lay City FC, ran onto the field. A kick at the first whistle saw the two teams put their best foot forward as they mastered every move of the ball. Both Hekari United and Lay City FC had great flow of the ball as they passed the ball back and forth from mid-row to forward and then back towards the goal mouth. The game got tough as both teams showed equal level of skills, but Hekari United proved to be more quicker than Lay City FC, which saw Hekari put their best foot forward to score their first goal in the first quarter of the first half to lead the match 1-0.
With a golden opportunity here, and that's a goal. What a marvelous goal on the 12th.
Which led to the halftime siren. In the second half, the game got even tougher as Lay City FC built their momentum, making things even harder for Hekari FC to score despite ending up
It goes long, and it finds the net. What a brilliant...
at their goal mouth. With great discipline at hand and despite the penalties offered to Hekari, Lay City FC took out their entire ball-kicking skills as they made their way towards Hekari's territory. This then led to Lay City finding a perfect opportunity to equalize the score, bringing the points to 1-1. Following a 30-minute extra time, this led to a shootout at the goal mouth where Lay City FC came out victorious after shooting 5 goals, claiming their 2022 and 2023 title of the National Men's Soccer League Grand Final. Godwin Eki, Trukai.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. To some softball action, the Junior BSP League softball competition will officially commence playoff next weekend for the 2023 season.
Today, the Junior BSP League softball competition held a mini jumpstart drill session ahead of the official commencement of the 2023 season. This was detailed by competition coordinator Constantine Bias.
Currently running the BSP Junior League softball competition, which will start next weekend. We've started registrations last weekend, and then through to the influx of interested kids coming through, we've decided to extend the registration to this weekend as well.
There will be a total of 4 divisions competing during the regular playoffs, and the regular games will run for 8 weeks. The registration commenced last week, but due to an influx of interested children, this has led to an extension of the registration to this weekend as well, to allow for them to get registered for the competition.
So behind us we have a number of kids going through drills like throwing, basic and catching as well.
The under-8s and the under-12s will be playing in T-ball, while the under-15s and the under-18s will be competing in the normal softball challenge.
The age group divisions that we have are the under-8s and the under-12s, which will be playing T-ball, and the under-15s and the under-18s, which will be playing the normal softball.
The competition is expected to complete its first season in April of 2023 as they look forward to their second season around October this year. Lisa Puni, Trukai Sports.
To cricket now, the Indo Corporate Cricket Competition has completed its round 12 of competitions today. The Indo Corporate Cricket Competition manager Albert Killer shared an insight on the games competed yesterday and today.
Today saw the 2 mixed pools of the Indo Corporate Cricket Competition played at the Amini Park. A total of 17 matches were competed in the mixed pool. Competition manager Albert Killer told MTV's Trukai Sports that the Indo Corporate Cricket Board Committee has decided to divide the 2 pools to compete this weekend and next weekend so as to cater for the first 17 this weekend and the other 17 next weekend. This will also adhere to time allocation for each of the 2 pools to complete the regular rounds.
We are into round 12 now, so we have 17 teams on each pool. There's 2 pools for mix, Awarigo and Mirigiri. So right now you see there's mixed teams playing now. So we scheduled the mixed teams this weekend and next weekend to cut down the numbers so that we go into finals, men's and mixed teams going into finals at the same time.
Manager Killer added that the competition will head into its finals playoff after the completion of the men's and the mixed pools.
Can we have 4 more rounds for mixed and 2 more rounds for men's.
Overall, the BSP Cricket Club is currently leading the men's Avala pool, followed by Digitech Corporate Cricket Club, who's leading the men's Lahara pool. Lisa Puni, Trukai Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
Now we take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. In the southern region, Port Moresby City, partly cloudy with chances of evening rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Daru, partly cloudy with evening showers. Kerema, few showers and thunderstorms. Alotau, evening rain showers and thunderstorms. Popondetta, few showers and possible thunderstorms. In Momasa region, Lay City and Medang, cloudy periods with some showers. Wewak, few showers and possible thunderstorms. Vanimo, cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, partly cloudy with brief showers. Keveng, mostly cloudy with few showers. Kokopo and Rabaul, few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kimbe, rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Buka, rain showers and thunderstorms. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, cloudy periods with showers and possible thunderstorms. Goroka and Kundiawa, cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi and Wabeg, cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Sunday, the 5th of February 2023. From the entire news team, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.